almost done.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh, yeah, we could do it. You'd have to come here and turn it around, okay?
Yeah. I have 50%, so it'll take as long as it needs. Oh wait, Dad, I have a question.
What?
So is that black car old or no?
Which one?
I mean that car. Lamborghini? Yeah. Our Lamborghini is older or new?
Good question, Nina. I think they're fairly new.
You're new? Galati?
Hold on.
Would he know any of this? I don't even know what Bugattis are.
So welcome everyone. It appears as though we are live, not from the iconic Governor's Comedy Club, but from Northport, New York in the Galati household. So streaming live today with three very special guests that share the same last name as I do. I'm going to see if I can open this up in Facebook because I see it streaming from the Governor's website. And if it's hopefully sharing on Facebook, we can share it out. Let me see here. I'm checking to see. I see Don Sill. I see Andrew Plagenos. Please, if you're watching and you can hear me, if you wouldn't mind, please writing something in the comment box so that I know you can see me and hear me. I'm going to lower the volume here. It appears as though with the delay that you can hear me. I see Graz is watching. Thank you, Graz, for joining us tonight. And I'm going to look and see if I can share this out. All right, so it looks like we're live. I see Don Sill. What's up, brother? How you doing? Yeah, so Plagenos, I have 3 young children here, so please watch your language. I see Daniel Asher. So, all right, great. So it looks like we're live and running. It only took me about 16 hours to figure this out. I'm totally kidding. I figured that out. Figured this out this afternoon. Big thank you to Mike O'Toole from the Govs Comedy Club family for helping me get this right and be able to start streaming. So thank you, everyone. It really wasn't that hard. So at least on my end, to download the software and start testing it out. So it was really important that I wanted to do this show. I had great momentum for my first show 2 weeks ago on March 14th, where I had Mikey Girardi from Strong Island Stangs and also Roy George, a comedian and member of Strong Island Stangs. So that was a really great show for me because it had a Mustang focus. It was my first show. And we had almost 3,000 views on Facebook and almost 300 views on YouTube, which far surpassed the initial projections that we were hoping for. So I'm really excited about that. And I want to thank everyone for taking the time to support the show and for sharing it out and watching it on all the different platforms. So here we are at my house. I have 3 very special guests, which I'll introduce shortly. I hope everyone's doing okay at home with the quarantine situation. I know my kids are eating us out of house and home, which is good. There's actually a lot of really good aspects of this. So of course, people are talking about that it feels like Groundhog's Day. You wake up, and actually it's funny because my son Daniel, every night he would always ask, "What are we doing tomorrow?" So the answer's been the same for the past 14 days. We've just been telling him the same thing we did today and the same thing we're going to be doing a few days from now. So I'm really excited because the show forced me to shower today. I'm also wearing jeans. I've been wearing either sweatpants or pajama pants. for the last 14 days, basically. I've had a few conference calls for work, which has forced me to at least get dressed up from here up. But today feels like a good day. We did some stuff around the house, and it's nice to be cooking and eating dinner and all 3 meals with the family at a regular time. So let me just check and see if there's any comments in here. If you can read this, say, I'm not going to say that, Andrew Plajanos, but I'm glad people are commenting that they can see and hear me. See my buddy Steve Calapai. Hello, Steve. How are you doing? And let's see. Any other comments? Please keep your comments coming because that'll keep the show going longer. This will be an abbreviated show. We'll see how long it goes with my 3 special guests. One thing that I would like to call out, and I hope I'm doing this right. I feel like a weatherman pointing this way. I have 3 pictures that my kids made to make the studio look like Governor's Comedy Club. So I don't know if you could see the Governor's logo here that was made by Vanessa. Cruising the Pike here in the middle, and then also there's pictures of cars that the boys made down below. That's Dominic. Okay, so my first special guest is a gentleman by the name of Dominic Galati. Dominic, would you come please sit in the chair next to me? All right, so this is my son Dominic, so I'm going to interview you now, okay?
Okay, why?
First of all, stand up so everyone can see the jacket you're wearing. Who gave you that jacket?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I got it.
What's your middle name?
Richard.
Richard?
Oh, Grandpa.
Oh, Grandpa. What's Grandpa's name?
Richard.
Richard. Okay, so Grandma and Grandpa gave you those jackets. Turn around so everyone can see the back. They're super cool. And actually, if I recall, they have 2 or 3 sizes of these jackets because they were so cool. The boys loved them. And they were awesome gifts from my parents to the boys. I think Vanessa has one too. I'm looking over at Vanessa. She's my 3rd special guest. What, Daniel? Yeah, we're going to talk about the shirts next.
No, Dad, can I
What?
say like that with both from the same?
Yes, when you come on for your guest appearance. All right? Do you want to show them what shirt you have on underneath too?
Sure.
Because there's another shirt that all 3 of my...
And you're buttoning.
All right, so wait. I'll help you button it. You have a cool Lucky Brand car shirt. Do you like it?
Yeah.
Pretty much most of your wardrobe is cars, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So how old are you?
I'm 6.
6 years old. When is your birthday?
September 24th.
Okay. What grade are you in?
1.
First grade. What's your favorite car?
Mustang.
I'm talking to Dominic. What's your favorite car? Come on. Mustang. Okay. I'm looking to see if we have any questions coming in for Dominic. What's your favorite food to eat during the quarantine?
We talk all day.
What's your favorite food to eat? What do you have for breakfast every single morning?
Okay.
What cereal?
Egg and toast, obviously.
Not egg and toast every morning. Cheerios.
But that's
All right,
not
I'm going to
favorite.
swap you out because you're not being a good guest. You have to answer the questions.
Yeah, I said egg and toast is my favorite.
All right, okay, that's your favorite. What do you have every single morning, though, other than egg and toast?
Cereal.
What cereal?
Cheerios.
Cheerios, okay. And is it true that every time you're eating something, you're asking what you're going to eat next?
Yeah, why?
Okay. What's your favorite sport to play? Stop. What's your favorite sport to play?
Hockey?
Hockey?
No.
You don't even play hockey. What's your favorite sport? Look at me. What's your favorite sport to play?
Oh, basketball.
Okay, basketball. And what's the other one that you like to play? Look up and answer that way.
Soccer.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you have a girlfriend?
No.
No?
That's
You don't have a girlfriend?
Okay.
Okay. What? I don't have a girlfriend? No.
Yeah.
What's my girlfriend's name?
Giovanna.
Okay. Do you want to show me what you made that's right behind us?
Yeah, sure.
So tell everyone, everything that Dominic does has a car theme. So turn it around so everyone can see it. So this was for the pumpkin project for school, where you have to read a book and decorate a pumpkin for the theme of the book. So the book that Dominic chose was the 50th anniversary book of the Ford Mustang, which is really my book, but I let him borrow it. And so he decorated this pumpkin all by himself with all of this awesome Ford Mustang paraphernalia. You can get your pumpkin, go get it. So you can show him the back, show him the top. So this was a really cool theme. We even found a pumpkin from Michael's that is Ford oval blue, right? And you can guarantee that this was the only Ford Mustang pumpkin that was in his elementary school, correct? All right.
Yes.
Very cool. Now you can put that back.
Okay.
Now show them one of the cars that you brought for show and tell today. Yes, you can. I'm glad you're whispering so everyone at home can not hear what you're saying. I don't think you understand the concept of the podcast. Okay, so tell me which cars you have there.
A Lamborghini and a Mustang.
Lamborghini and a Mustang. And which one is your favorite of those two? The Mustang?
Yes.
So that is a 67 Mustang GTA Fastback, similar to the one that you let me borrow for my first show, right? Yes?
Yes.
Can you speak louder, please?
Okay.
You speak very loud when no one else is watching and it's only us at home. Why don't you pretend like no one else is watching and you're just fighting with your brother? Can you just do that?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. You ready with that? Okay. All right, cool. All right, so let's see. Now let's switch for a minute because we're gonna do something cool with Dominic. Should we do it first, Vanessa?
Okay.
Let's play that
first.
game. You want to do it first?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you want to come behind me with that, Vanessa, so people can see at home? So I thought this would be a fun quiz. Dominic knows a lot of different cars, right?
Yes, I
You want to put those back?
Sure, I can.
So Dominic knows a lot of really cool cars, and he loves to yell it out whenever we're driving anywhere that he sees one of his favorite cars. So hopefully you can see those at home. You might have to zoom it in a little bit, Vanessa, and then we'll ask Dominic. So Vanessa will show the picture first. Dominic has not seen these pictures before. Dominic, can you raise your right hand? All right, put that away for a second.
Okay.
No, that's your left hand. Raise your right hand and say, I swear that I've never seen these pictures before.
I swear I've never seen it.
Okay.
The first one's the hardest
All right,
one.
and this is Vanessa. Vanessa's my engineer. She's my Sally O'Neill today. So thank you for being my helper today. Okay, so here, sit on my lap for a second. All right, so let's see. Can you tell what car that is?
This is the
Bugatti.
hardest one. No.
Galati.
No, what is it?
This is the hardest one.
I know
It might be the most expensive, too.
Yeah.
Daddy, I know what this
No,
is.
it's not a Bugatti.
McLaren.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a McLaren. All right, go to the next one.
Okay.
This is Vanessa's slideshow.
Oh, I know. That
All right.
one's
So.
All right,
here's
turn that
the
around
next
so
one.
everyone can see. Do it this way. All right, so what car is that?
I would say Ferrari.
Nope. Hold on. You have the list?
Yes, it is a Ferrari.
All right, I didn't think you got that right. Okay.
Okay,
What
so
car is that?
this
Turn
is
it
the
around
next
so everyone
one.
can see at home. All right, what car is that?
That is a Lamborghini.
Correct.
Lamborghini. You got that one correct. Wait, you did one already.
Oh my. Okay. This is the next one.
That's easy.
Yeah.
That one's easy. It's a Camaro.
Nope. What is it? What's another Chevrolet car? Grandpa has
Grandpa
one.
has one. Hint, hint.
Say it louder. Say it louder.
Corvette.
Pretend that there's people watching and you want them to hear you. All right. All right. All right. So that's a Corvette. You got that one right. Kind of.
Go,
Okay,
Mister.
here's the
Okay.
next one.
All right. So everyone at home can see that car. What car is that, Mr. Dominic?
Dodge Challenger.
No.
Very good. He's starting to say it louder. That's a Challenger.
No.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
All right. What's the next one? Oh, show that one. This should be the easiest for Dominic. All right. There's this car here for everyone at home.
Obviously.
What car is that?
It's a Mustang. It's a Mustang.
What kind of Mustang?
Free Mustang.
Yeah. What color green is that? I don't know if it's exactly that shade, but what's your
Mine is
favorite
green.
green? No. Gotta
have a green.
don't cover your mouth.
That's it.
That's it? All right, very good. Once I figure this out, I can get an applause button on here so we can give you a round of applause for your work. So good job, and thank you to my engineer, Vanessa, standing in for Sally O'Neill. Okay, swap out. I need another Galati brother over here. Come over here, Mr. Daniel.
And are you going to do anything else with me?
Possibly.
Okay.
Go sit over there, please, in the green room. All right, so, hello, sir. How are you?
Wait.
Thank you for joining me on my show today.
I know you.
Okay. All right. So we're wearing the same shirt. Can you stand up so everyone can see your shirt? Who is on this shirt? Yours is a little faded because you wear yours more often than I do.
Yeah, Michael Knight.
Michael Knight. So, who's Michael Knight?
He's a guy that never exists.
He doesn't exist. His
And
real
he's
name was
not-
Michael Long,
Huh?
right? He was, what TV show is he on?
He's on
No, David Hasselhoff plays Michael Long, who became Michael Knight, right?
Michael Long and Michael Knight.
Right. What car does he drive?
He drives Kit.
Kit, right?
Kit.
What's so special about Kit?
He's bulletproof and he goes fast and he has turbo and he could jump.
Turbo boost and he can jump. Is that your favorite car?
My second.
Second favorite car? What's your first favorite car?
Your Mustang. The Mustang that you had that you sold away.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start with some basic questions for you. What's your name again?
Daniel.
Daniel what?
Daniel Hasselhoff.
Daniel Hasselhoff? I wish it was Daniel Hasselhoff.
No.
That would be the coolest.
No, Daniel Thomas Galati.
Okay. How old are you?
6.
6 years old. And what grade are you in?
First.
Do you have, wait, we're going to show that next. Do you have any siblings?
I got V.
Vanessa, okay.
Vanessa, my brother Dominic, that's so annoying.
Okay.
And Daddy.
What's so special about you and Dominic? You guys are?
Brothers.
And what else?
And he's.
I'll give you a hint. You guys were born at the same time.
Let's see. We're twins.
We're twins.
We're identical.
You're not identical or identical. Wait, stop at the pumpkin. So you're not
I
identical.
work really hard.
So who's older?
Dominic.
By how much?
1 minute.
All right. So Dominic's the middle child, right? And you're the baby.
Hey, watch it.
It's whenever Johnny brags to someone, he goes, I'm 1 minute older, no matter who it is.
Right. He always has to tell everyone that he's a minute older, right?
Always.
Okay. And so.
And also when I say I'm older than him, he says, yeah, you're 1 minute older than
Right.
me.
He thinks you're a minute older than. Right. Okay. So. Do you have a girlfriend? What?
Can you stop asking that question?
I just think it's a fair question to ask. I don't know.
Not fair.
I'm pretending like.
You worked
I'm-
really hard on that.
Stop. I'm pretending like you're a guest on my show. These are the questions I ask everyone. I ask them how old they are. I ask them if they have a twin brother who's identical. And I ask them their favorite car. And I ask them if they have a girlfriend.
Darn it. That was the word.
Okay.
Of course, you have to say that.
All right. So now you brought something really cool. So for your pumpkin project, you didn't go with a car theme, but you went with something else. Let's get this over here on the table. So can you tell everyone at home what your pumpkin is?
It's a Tin Man's face.
Okay.
Tin Man's face.
The Tin Man's
With a
face.
Band-Aid on its
Oh, of course. No, that's a hearing aid.
Okay, that's a hearing aid? So you made a Tin Man that can't hear so well.
Yeah. He's
Apparently there's more than one comedian in our house.
That is me!
That's Daniel.
That's me. Peace, baby.
Who's funnier, me or you?
Me.
Okay. So tell me about your pumpkin. How was it hard to make?
Kind of.
Kind of. Speak up a little bit.
Kind of, cause
What?
the axe. It was
it's
hard to
digestible.
find. It was hard to find the piece of wood.
To make it?
Yeah. And to put like the hat on
Right.
and
And we had to spray paint it silver.
And my grandpa, he made the nose.
He made the nose. Why? Because Grandpa can make.
He could fix stuff and
fix
make it.
anything or make anything, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to say hi to Grandma and Grandpa?
Hi, Grandma and Grandpa.
Let's see if they're watching. They can let us know that they're watching. I think Grandma texted me before that she can see it. All right, so that's your favorite. What book was that from? It's also
The
a movie.
Wizard of Oz.
And what did you dress up for Halloween one year?
The Tin Man, and I looked funky.
Funky?
Funky.
He was a funky Tin Man. Everyone at home.
I was wacky.
Wacky?
And he also changes his mind about his thing every year, so.
Right.
You guys really need to watch your mouths.
So the day after Halloween, Daniel already started talking about what he wants to be next Halloween, right? And then that changed.
Inspector Gadget.
It changed
baby.
17 times since then, and most recently now it's Inspector
Good,
Gadget.
I'm thinking about it.
So now you want to be Inspector Gadget, right?
Well, you guys are just so mean.
All right. What's your favorite thing to eat during the quarantine while we're home because of the virus?
I actually like soup.
Soup? You had soup once. What's your favorite soup? The ramen soup? That's
Ramen soup. Of
okay.
course.
The good news is his favorite soup costs 3 cents to make. So that's good, right?
30 cents.
30 cents. That is the cheapest food for us to eat during the quarantine, which is great because you guys don't stop eating. All right, so
What? I get gassy sometimes.
okay, you get gassy sometimes? Okay, so we're going to move this over. We're going to get our next guest in. Say goodbye to everyone.
Bye, people.
All right, now I need my next guest to come please join me. By the way, for those of you at home, this is from the Sand City Brewery in Northport. They are not a sponsor yet, but my hope is that after this broadcast, they might want to become a sponsor. And thank God they deliver during the quarantine. So when I found that out, I thought, you know what? We might just make it through this quarantine. Right, Vanessa? All right. So
I don't drink.
I know you don't. So how old are you, Miss?
I'm 10.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for coming to my show. You're 10 years old?
Yeah.
Okay. What is your name again? Miss?
Stop.
Okay.
Vanessa.
Vanessa. Thank God for Vanessa because she is helping the boys with their homework. First grade math is much harder than I remember. I think it's much harder now than when I was in first grade. So thank you, Vanessa, for helping the boys with their homework.
You are welcome.
And helping me try and understand first grade math.
You are also welcome.
What is your favorite food to eat during the quarantine?
Nachos.
Nachos. Can you tell everyone at home how you're making your nachos?
I put chips onto a pan, and then I put cheese, and then I put it in the oven.
It's a very complicated recipe, folks.
Yes.
So chips on a pan, sprinkle a little cheese on top, throw it in the oven until it melts, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not going to ask if you have a boyfriend because you're not allowed to have a boyfriend until you're about 30 years old, 35.
You met Mom when you were like 25.
Yeah, something like that. But it's different for you, right?
No.
Okay. What's your favorite car?
Lamborghini.
Lamborghini?
Yeah.
Good. At least you don't have super expensive taste. So that's your favorite?
You want one too.
I do want one too. And God willing, one day I will have one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's your favorite car that I've had?
The blue one that you only had for a year.
That's a 1968 Ford Mustang GT fastback with a 302 4-barrel 4-speed, right?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't remember? You only remember the color? You don't remember the specs?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of car did you want to have when you start driving?
A Jeep Wrangler.
Jeep Wrangler. Very cool. What color?
Black.
Black Jeep Wrangler. Very cool. Who had a Jeep Wrangler?
Zio Matt.
Zio Matt.
Yeah.
So Zio is Italian for uncle, for those of you at home who don't speak Italian. So my brother-in-law Matt had a very cool Jeep Wrangler that Vanessa loved.
Yeah.
And unfortunately he doesn't have it anymore. So he's moved on to an Audi A3, correct? Yeah. All right. Is there anything else that you'd like to say to everyone at home?
No.
No?
No.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being on my show. You can stay there if you'd like. I might need you to help as an engineer, and you're gonna have to meet Sally O'Neill, the other engineer for Gov's Comedy Radio.
Okay.
Okay. So, what are we having for dinner tonight?
Tacos.
Tacos.
And I'm gonna make more nachos.
Oh, good. So tacos and nachos tonight.
And quesadillas.
And quesadillas. So let's see. We have Vanessa. I have the same thing every day. Yummy nachos. That's coming from Danielle Asher. Hello, Danielle. I hope you're having a good night. So one of the things that I want to show, since we have show and tell, is one of my toys that I told the boys they can't touch. This is actually a collector's item. This was one of my toys when I was a kid. And this morning, right? What? Yes, you can show your Lamborghini in a minute. So this actually has a David Hasselhoff action figure. We were watching Knight Rider this morning, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yep. So kind of cool.
But there was a thief that sold a map.
There was a thief that stole a map, right? So let's see. I can put this here, right? And I could put my Knight Rider card here. So this. These are actually selling on eBay for I think over $100 now. So so quite a good investment when it was purchased in 1984, 1985 for probably $20. So if only Grandma and Grandpa bought 100 of them for me, we would be able to stock up on some more quarantine supplies. So he actually has a voice that I don't know if you can hear. Yeah, Kit doesn't sound as good as he did in 1984. I could try one more time. I think the more you use it, it's been sitting in my closet. Actually, I shouldn't say that because that's where I've been hiding it from my boys. But this is my favorite toy from when I was a kid. My sister Christine and I would watch Knight Rider and Dukes of Hazzard religiously every Friday night. And things were much different back then because if you missed an episode, that was it. You missed it forever until reruns came around, and maybe you get lucky again. But generally speaking, if you weren't there at 8 o'clock on a Friday night to watch one of these amazing shows like Knight Rider or Dukes of Hazzard, then you missed it, and that was it. So that's why my sister and I would come running from wherever we were in the house to come watch Knight Rider. And it's fun now to record those when they're on. And I do love watching those with my kids because they're as fascinated with the Knight Rider car as I was. So we're coming up on 6 o'clock. We're probably going to end the show shortly. I'm hoping in the near future. I have a lot of really great guests lined up. A lot of different people who are very active in the Long Island comedy scene, and also a lot of people who are very active in the Long Island car scene. So when I started setting up my show, I had a lot of people express interest in joining me, which I really, really appreciated. I had a lot of really great support. And of course, the virus happened, and it made it very difficult to have the regularly scheduled shows with all the people that were originally interested. So as you can see, the studio is technically not open, but I will be able to stream from my house. We're all not sure how much longer this is going to last. I'm hoping maybe we're a few weeks away. According to the press conference today from Mario Cuomo, not Mario Cuomo, that was his father, Andrew Cuomo, the New York governor, saying he thinks we're about 21 days away from the apex. And then hopefully from there, if that's where it peaks, it starts to go down from there and things can start to return back to normal. I know it's 6 o'clock now, so I think that means it's time for people to change from their daytime pajamas into their nighttime pajamas. So here is your daily reminder for that. Right, Vanessa? Bless you. What? Oh, yeah, you want to show your car? All right, so Daniel wants to show his car. I didn't get to show his favorite car before. Vanessa, can you swap out? Can you show her? That's a remote control car, right?
Yeah.
So that's a remote control. What kind of car is it?
A Lamborghini.
What color is it?
It's black.
Is that your favorite car?
Well, yes, my last favorite car.
Your last favorite car? What's your first favorite car?
You know, I told you.
What?
A Mustang.
Okay.
Your Mustang.
My Mustang?
Yeah,
Okay.
Mustang.
Well, thank you for showing that. I appreciate it. So we're going to see about how often we go forward with the next show. Maybe we'll do it next Saturday, even though the show is originally scheduled to go every other Saturday. Maybe now that I've got this figured out, we can do it every Saturday for the time being. What I know that is what we can do is we can use the Zoom conferencing to, I can video conference in some other guests. So I'm hoping that that's what we can do next week. Hey, stop playing with my toys.
Okay.
I'm joking. You can play with it.
Yay.
So just for now, though.
Okay.
All right. So I'm hoping that maybe for the next week or two, I can use Zoom to get some really cool guests to Zoom in, and we can have some great interviews and have some fun. If not, I might have to wait for the studio to open up for that. But I'm looking at you, Don Sill. I'm looking forward to your show tonight at 7 o'clock. So everyone, please stay tuned and check out Don's show. Don is a really great talent that we have at Gov's Comedy Radio. And I love watching his shows, and I love whenever he's a guest on any of the shows that we have. So I'm looking forward to having him join me in one of my shows. Don's a great guy, and really looking forward to that. Big thanks to Sally O'Neill and Tony Walker and Eric Shevlin for turning me on to the Gov's Comedy Radio and for giving me this opportunity for my show. I really appreciate it. I do want to call out Personal Touch Car Wash. They were my sponsor last week. They are a sponsor again for this show. I don't have the visual yet to put up on the screen. I'm kind of lucky I got this working the way I did for today's show. But Personal Touch, they're great guys, Paul and Mark. The location that I go to is in Elwood. They also have another great location in Bohemia. They are two of the nicest guys in the world. They happen to do an amazing job when they're... All right, don't break my toy.
I didn't break it.
They do an awesome job. Right now, they actually have a great contingency plan where you can just do the exterior washes. You don't have to get out of your vehicle. As far as I know, you don't have to touch anything. It's raining today, but maybe the next day or two would be a great day to go check them out. Tell them that Tom Galati sent you. And again, I really appreciate their support. They're also big sponsors of the car show that we have for the Michael Magro Foundation. So that show right now is scheduled for August 24th at the Cold Spring Country Club, which is next to Ohika Castle. It's a great new venue for us. We went there last year for the first time, and we're looking forward to going back there again this year. Everything's scheduled. I know there's a lot of plans in the next few months that are up in the air. As of right now, it's our intention to move forward with that car show. We have a great variety of different shows. We've had strong support from the Mustang Shelby Club of Long Island Exotics, Triple C, Larry Ruisi, my co-chair for the car show. Always love seeing his car and all the great exotic cars that he rolls up in with all of his friends. Strong Island Stangs have been big supporters, and the Long Island Muscle Car Club as well. They're great people, and they have some great cars. So looking forward to things returning to normal. Looking forward to the car show season to start. I know the weather feels like it, and I know that Mikey Giraldi and some of those guys have been doing some cruising around, practicing social distancing. I guess at least one car length is safe. So I see that those guys have been getting out with their cars. So again, I hope everyone is doing the best to make it through these times. Like I said, I know that there are some challenges with the quarantine, but there are some great family time and family moments that are coming out of this, which is pretty great. And I always feel like, in times of adversity, you do see the best in people, which is pretty great. There's a lot of great people that are, volunteering and donating supplies. There's people that are sending meals over to Huntington Hospital, which is in my neighborhood, on a regular basis, which is great. So I really want to applaud all the first responders, all the nurses, all the doctors, all the people that are, going to work every day right now, and they're just doing their job. So they're the real heroes, and really appreciate all the hard work that they're doing. So again, this was really fun to do, really fun to try. I think we got it figured out, so hopefully we can get a little more creative next time and maybe do a conference with Don Sill or some other great folks and make the show more fun and more interactive. But I want to thank my kids for being great guests today. Thank you, everyone. thank you everyone for logging in and always for your support. Really excited to be doing this show and looking forward to continuing this in the future. So thank you everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, and